Hello everyone, this is Theo. In today's video, I'm going to test out this new bottle of ink that I've just bought. This is SketchINK, made by this German company, Rohrer Klingner. This ink is made with nano pigments, which are pigments that are grounded into very tiny particles. So it's supposed to be light fast, and this ink is also supposed to be waterproof when dry, and it's said to be safe for use in fountain pens, roller ball pens, and brushes. As with all pigmented inks, if you know you're not going to be using your fountain pen for days or weeks, be sure to wash out the pen. SketchINK is available in different colors. The one that I have here is Thea. Initially I wanted to buy black, but it was sold out, so I bought this color that looks like gray. I'll put the link in the video description below to where you can find all the different colors that are available. This is a 50 ml bottle and the opening is quite big, so this is great for using with dip pens, glass pens, and also brushes. You can dip it straight away. Today I'll be drawing with my glass pen. I've just cleaned this glass pen, so now the ink is supposed to flow better. Alright, this ink, it's darker than I expected. I was expecting this to be more gray. So this sort of looks like a black to me right now, with a hint of brown. The ink flows quite well with this glass dip pen. The paper I'm using is 300 GSM watercolor paper. The lines here, they look quite solid. The edges are sharp, there is no sign of feathering. The ink dries relatively fast. I would say it dries at a normal speed compared to other fountain pen inks. So having an ink that dries fast is great because sometimes you want to work fast, and after you finish drawing, you want to straight away add watercolor onto it. So that's the advantage of an ink that dries fast. I think the drawing speed here is pretty decent. At least when I finish this drawing, I'm pretty sure I will be able to color this. Notice as the ink thins out, you can see the brown a bit more clearly. So when the ink is concentrated, it's much darker. And now I'm using a brush to color some parts of the sketch. So this is how the ink looks, how this color looks. It's a bit difficult for me to describe what this color looks like, but it's a very nice color. It's dark enough for drawing with pen and ink and painting over. And that's one thing I like about this color. Just for comparison, I'm going to show you how Lexington Gray from Noodler's ink looks like. So Lexington Gray is definitely more gray, much cooler compared to this SketchINK. And the SketchINK has dried, so it dries pretty quickly. And the SketchINK has dried pretty evenly as well. There is no patchiness. And now let's paint this. Alright, so this definitely looks waterproof to me. So I definitely like this ink. It dries fast and it's waterproof. This is great for people who like to work outdoors. And this ink is also dark enough to show through the watercolor, which is really nice. This is cadmium color, so it's a bit opaque. It covers the lines. But notice how the ink, how it did not feather at all. So it's very waterproof. The ink flows rather smoothly, rather well in fountain pens as well. This is the Duke Confucius fountain pen, one that uses a lot of ink. So as mentioned earlier, when the ink is concentrated, it looks much darker. When it's lighter, or if you add water, then you can get the shades of gray. This is definitely some sort of brown. It's a very muted brown, like sepia, something like sepia. This paper that I'm using, this is Bristol paper, which is very smooth. So this pen, it dumped out too much ink here. My overall experience with SketchINK is very positive. This ink dries relatively fast and it's waterproof when dry, so you can use watercolor and other mixed media over it. And it comes in different colors. This ink actually reminds me of the Ultramantis document inks, which also comes in different colors. So now we have more options in the market when it comes to waterproof ink, which is great. I like the lines, they are very solid, they do not feather. And this particular color has good contrast. You can also get some variation with how light or dark the ink is. The ink is usually lighter when the lines are thinner, and when you have more ink, it will be much darker. And if you spread out the ink, it's also going to be lighter. Here you can see it's darker. I like this gradation from this mid-tone to this much darker tone, and here you see it's lighter again. Here it's darker. I like this play of light and dark. And of course you can use this ink with a brush as well. The price of this 50 ml bottle is around US $15. The price of course will depend on where you buy it, and for that amount of money I think it's worth the money. This is a good ink for pen, ink and watercolor sketches. Now if you are using this ink, I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section below how you find this ink and whether you like it or not. I actually bought this ink because the name came up quite often in the comment section, so thank you all for the recommendation. I like this a lot.